I'm still living that Reno life. This is one of the 4 sweaters that I have in current rotation. There are moving boxes right in front of me, so you can't actually see them, but I sure can. We are still in full-blown Reno mode. And I do want to say thank you to all of you who wished me well last week. I am finally over that cold. I'm a little phlegmy, but I can deal. And one of the things that Chad and I have noticed in this new house, and honestly this happens whether you're in a new house or not, is there are certain places, places that you clean and maintain on a regular basis. And when we took this house over from the previous owners, who have been in here since 1985, by the way, they did a pretty good job cleaning it. But then there were those forgotten places that weren't cleaned. And even I forget to clean them sometimes, but when you take over someone's home, you just want to scrub it head to toe and you want to get it absolutely perfectly clean. So we figured that in this video, we would share with you 7 of the grossest places in a home that were recently illuminated to me during this whole moving process. And of course, I'm going to show you exactly how to clean them. And just a quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to the Clean My Space channel, which now proudly has over 1 million subscribers. No, I'm not excited at all. And give this video a thumbs up if you are one of the million subscribers who helped us reach this amazing milestone this past week. Before we investigate those 7 gross places in your home, I do want to tell you guys, for the business owners or potential business owners out there who might be interested in my course that's coming out in January, all about starting a cleaning company, you can subscribe to get updates and be on the mailing list. I'll put the link for you down below, but basically you just go to cleanmyspacecourse.com and sign up for notifications. One of the first things you do when you move into a home is check out your new appliances. Now, in this house, I didn't exactly acquire my dream appliances, but I got good enough appliances, and that will do for now. Of course, I have to make sure that they're clean and in good working order, and the former homeowners took really good care of these appliances. But I found a sneaky, dirty little spot, and we're gonna clean it, and that is the area beside your appliances. So the fronts and the tops are generally cleaned and well taken care of, but in your home, I dare you to pull out your appliances, whether it's your fridge or stove, or even your washer or dryer, and check out the sides. That's where all the crust happens. That's where the soap drips down the side. That's where food splatters go to die. That's where crumbs go. And eventually you get odors, you get staining, you get pests, you get mold and mildew, all kinds of gross things that you don't want to deal with. So you're gonna have to do something a little bit gross in the short term to get a really nice long-term benefit. Go to your appliance, give it a good pull, be careful that you don't scratch your floor underneath, and then have a look at the sides. Now, of course, you're gonna wanna look at the sides of the appliances and then the sides of the counter or the area where the appliance is nestled against. You're going to wanna clean both. What I'm doing here is I'm using a simple degreaser, just equal parts baking soda and dish soap, but you can use any degreaser that you like. I'm applying it to the surface, letting it sit for a couple of minutes, scrubbing it with a wet sponge, giving it a quick rinse down, and that's that. If it needs a little bit of extra elbow grease, I can always use a cleaning toothbrush here, but this came off pretty easily. I was recently chatting with someone who asked me what to do about her smelly sofa. She is a big dog, and the dog has been literally living on that thing for years, and she had cleaned the upholstery, had it steam cleaned, professionally cleaned. Everything that I would normally advise, she had already done. What I said to her is that more than likely the couch has just absorbed dog over the years, and it, at this point, is probably unsalvageable. It's just going to smell indefinitely. Pet anything eventually begins to smell, whether it's toys, bowls for food or water, pet beds, everything that your pet touches is gonna smell, and I know this from firsthand experience. So pet parents, go through and find any and all things that belong to your furry friends and clean them. If it's a pet bowl, whether it's for food or water, you can just clean that with soapy water. You should be taking care of that daily. For Molly and Paisley, we actually just machine wash, like we put their dishes in the dishwasher. And we have a fountain for them that I clean every 4 weeks. But if you just have a water bowl and a plain old food bowl, those should be cleaned daily. Toys can be cleaned with soap and water, or they might be machine washable. You can stick those in a delicates bag and throw them on a gentle cycle. And pet beds should be laundered regularly as well. And if you can use the sanitizing cycle to kill all odor-causing bacteria. At first glance, you might not think your fridge door is too scary, But let me terrify you, okay? There goes my voice again. We're gonna go with it. If you approach the door and you're in the middle of cooking something and you have to get something out of the fridge, you're gonna take your gross cooking hand and you're gonna open the fridge door, and there you go. You've now gotten whatever you've been cooking with on your fridge door handle. But what's worse is the gaskets of your refrigerator, and in the little grooves of the gasket you can get crumbs, spills, juice. I've seen like crusted pieces of blueberry in there. Like, any and all gross things land in the gasket. It's a pretty easy fix though. So of course the front of the appliance and the handles, that's really easy to clean. Just some disinfectant and a microfiber cloth will do just fine. For the gasket, you can loosen debris with a cleaning toothbrush, vacuum it up with a handheld vacuum or a regular vacuum using a brush attachment, and then you can do any fine detail work using a little bit of all-purpose cleaner and that cleaning toothbrush, and just rinsing that area clean with a cloth with a bit of water. Now, of course, you want to be careful that you don't damage that gasket, because without it, your food's not going to stay cold. Fun fact, when I was little, my biggest fear, aside from the dark, which I think is pretty average for most kids, was a fear of the drain. And although I can now swim over the drain as an adult, yes, I've conquered that fear, I still do get creeped out when I see drains in kitchens and bathrooms, because God only knows what's going on beneath the surface. And if you've ever noticed that a smell is emanating from your drain, or water just isn't flowing through quickly enough, it probably means that you've got some sort of a buildup in there. So drain cleaning is really a two-parter, because the area where you're essentially the drain itself, the pipe, collects everything, that outer drain, that gets really dirty too, and the area around it gets crusty and discolored, particularly in the kitchen. So you want to clean that, and you also want to clean the drain pipe itself. So I'll give you 2 points for this one. The first one, the exterior part of the drain, you can sprinkle a powdered cleanser, something like a Barkeeper's Friend or a borax or a baking soda. You can use a cleaning toothbrush, and you're going to need to spend a few minutes giving it a good scrub, and I notice it goes from being like coffee stained brown to beautiful shiny stainless. It makes a huge difference, and it's a very quick and easy thing to do. To clean the actual pipe itself, if it's a bathroom drain, you might want to use one of those little rods where you can fish out all of the nastiness. Don't do this on a full stomach. It's sort of vomit inducing, or get somebody with a strong stomach to do it for you. And if it's your kitchen drain, you can actually use an environmentally safe enzyme cleaner that you dump down your drain. You run some water and you just let that eat away at the fat, oil, and grease that is causing those blockages. Now, of course, if it's a serious issue, you've got to call in a plumber. But if it's something minor and you just want to give your drain a nice little pep up, that's what you can do. When I was young, I had a black plastic toothbrush holder. I suppose the black color was convenient because you could never actually see what was going on inside. And then when I grew up and got to pick my own bathroom accessories, I picked something a little bit more stylish. And I quickly learned why people choose black bathroom accessories. Toothbrush holders get horrendously disgusting. And the reason is your toothbrush is cleaning the bacteria out from your mouth. You put it in your toothbrush holder while your toothbrush is still wet. It's got bacteria from your mouth. It dries. It's in a dark, moist environment. What happens, guys? You know this. Bacteria builds up and it gets crusty and moldy and mildewy and gross over time. So that really, really needs to be cleaned. You can soak it in a solution of dish soap and vinegar, let it hang out there for even up to an hour. Then get a little sponge or a scrub brush and give it a really good swish. Rinse it out, make sure there's nothing crusty left behind, and let it air dry. Whether it's the bathroom mat in your tub, the non-slip mat, or the one on your floor, the nice cozy one that you get to step on after you've had a shower, both of those need to be cleaned. I'll tell you why. First of all, if you have one that's in your shower or your tub, that, if not removed and cleaned on a regular basis, can grow mold and mildew where the little suction cups are. Now, of course, I remove mine after a shower and I hang it to dry, but even still, it needs to be cleaned, and it is, of course, machine washable as long as you're not using any heat and you put it on a gentle cycle. And at the same time, you can throw those little rugs that you use on the tile in your bathroom into your machine as well, because, of course, those pick up all sorts of things. And when you flush your toilet, you get what's called toilet plume, which is the professional term for the spray that comes out of your toilet filled with water. And of course, toilet bacteria. What you're not seeing is how many times we have to cut the camera so that I can clear my throat. It is really hard to breathe in here. With all of these runos going on, the air quality, it's in the dump. But the other day something happened and that was a little bit alarming, and that's why I want to talk to you about air filters. We were running the heat because the weather has started to change here, and despite the fact that we had cranked it up, nothing was happening. There was no airflow whatsoever. So Chad went to the furnace room, he checked the air filter, and oh my gosh, it was a disaster. Not only was it completely not clean, but it was also bowed, which told us that air was really trying to get through and it just couldn't. So the furnace was working really well, but the filter was so full and dirty that it wasn't letting any air through. So if you notice that your airflow is not what you thought it should be, or the air quality in your home isn't great, meaning that you're constantly sneezing or you're having asthmatic symptoms that you can't seem to figure out. If you have pets in the house or someone with allergies, you might want to make sure that you're changing your furnace filters out as well, because whatever's floating around in the air can really affect their breathing and their health and well-being too. Now that brings me to this week's comment question, which is, as you guys know, we have just hit 1 million subscribers. We are so excited about that number. In fact, Luke, Lindsay, Chad, and I are all going out to have a nice celebration to enjoy this special milestone. So we'd love to know in the comments down below, how long have you been subscribed to the Clean My Space channel? And what brought you here? What cleaning conundrum got you into Clean My Space? And how have we helped you, whether it was just with one video or over the years? Please let us know in the comments down below. Here are a couple of other videos I think you're going to love. And if you want to learn more about our microfiber cloths, you can click this button right over here. There's a button down there that lets me know you care, so click it if you liked this video, and click this button right here to subscribe and begin your journey to a cleaner life. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.